Hello there, world, and welcome to another Dead and Lovely YouTube video. Here with the host with the most. It's me, Uncle Ben.
Me, Hollywood Steve.
And we're here to tell you guys that we are getting in the Halloween spirit nice and early here in the rolling hills of East Tennessee.
There's a nip in the air. The leaves are changing. It's time to watch some movies.
It is indeed. And on this very special episode, we're going to sit down with you guys and talk about some of the movies that we absolutely have to watch every Halloween season. 10 of them to be precise. Now keep in mind, we watch scary movies all year round.
I love to be scared.
This isn't any special season for us where we're like, oh, it's the scary movie time.
No.
That's all the time. But on this episode, we're going to be telling you guys about 10 of the flicks that we absolutely have to watch every year and that you should make a tradition of your own. Starting with my number one pick, Left Behind, starring Kirk Cameron.
Yeah, it's frightening. I mean, they're all naked in heaven? Yuck.
Wait, they are?
Yeah, well, they're all raptured into heaven and they leave their clothes behind.
Can't take it with you.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever thought about that.
Yeah.
Hollywood Steve, how about you tell me about a movie you gots to see and tell me why I should make it part of my tradition?
Trick or Treat.
Trick or Treat.
I think this seems obvious. It's a movie that is about Halloween night. It is an anthology, sort of. We talked about it on our podcast in a previous episode.
Episode 25.
It is one of those movies that is about Halloween and a horror movie, which makes it perfect for watching on Halloween.
I completely agree. I saw this movie for the first time a couple of years ago. I was skeptical about it because of its bargain bin, you know, almost straight to DVD status.
Yeah.
And as soon as I watched it the first time, I was absolutely in love with it. Like you said, it all takes place on Halloween. It's like every single frame of the movie is steeped in Halloweendom. So it is a must-watch for me as well. Steve, I'll tell you a movie that you ought to make a Halloween tradition of your own.
What it is?
It's watching that dang Sleepy Holler.
By Timothy Burton?
That's correct.
All
Starring
right.
one Jonald Depp.
Jonald.
I really dig this movie, and it's one that I saw forever ago whenever it came out, and I feel like a lot of people out there really don't like this movie because they look at it for the wrong things. I think a lot of people want it to be like a straight horror movie.
Yeah, but it's a dark comedy.
Yeah, it's like a super, super, super dark comedy, and all of the set design and cinematography and stuff is just so downright Halloweenish. It's all so gloomy and drab and stuff.
I have to agree with you. It's a perfect Halloween movie for
And it's got Christopher Walken.
Yeah, with sharp teeth.
Very pointed teeth.
You know, Ben, I watched a little movie called Scream around Halloween, and a lot of people would say, but why?
Why?
There's no Halloween in it.
There's no Halloween in it.
I'll tell you this, though. There are people talking about horror movies and a guy in a Halloween mask. And for some reason in my mind, it always just screams Halloween. So I watch it every single Halloween.
Plus it's got Monica from Friends in it.
It does.
And an Arquette.
So no one told you life was gonna be this way.
I'll tell you what, Steve, I cannot go through Halloween without watching the doggone Addams Family movie.
Oh, of course not.
Which I adore. And again, it's just so dang morbid and Halloween.
Yeah.
Just can't even stand it. And you know, the thing about it is like, it's a extremely dark comedy, but at the same time, it's like completely family friendly. So if you're one of those weird people with a family and kids and stuff, you can still watch this with them. And there's nothing in there that's too terribly offensive or disgusting.
It is kid friendly. I remember watching it as a kid and enjoying all of the jokes. And then as I've watched it throughout the years, got into adulthood, I learned to appreciate it on a different level. That it is even funnier than it is when you're a kid.
And it's got M. Bison from the Street Fighter movie in it.
That's true. You know, Ben, there's a movie that I've loved since childhood. And I'm talking early childhood for me, that I watch religiously around Halloween. Armageddon. Liv Tyler getting plowed by Ben Affleck while Steven Tyler sings about how much he loves his daughter.
That was really weird.
Yeah.
I hope that weirded everybody out.
I don't think it did. And it is Monster Squad.
We're the Monster Squad.
AKA Halloween Goonies.
Yeah, it really, really is. And also we learned the answer to the question that's been haunting us all. Does Wolfman indeed have nards?
He does.
It's a great flick. It's totally kind of based on the universal, monsters and stuff. It's got a Dracula,
The creature from the Black Lagoon.
a Frankenstein played by Tom Noonan
Yeah.
from House
and
of the Devil,
Wolfman.
one of my favorites. It's got the Wolfman in there, yeah, and the Mummy. It's got a mummy. In
Oh
there.
yeah, there's a mummy in there.
Yeah, it's got them all. A really enjoyable flick. I actually just watched this for the first time like a year ago, and I was like, where has this been my entire life? And it has since become a tradition in my own home. Steve, continuing on with the theme of lighthearted, comedic, Halloween-related flicks, I think it should be a tradition in everyone's place to watch Young Frankenstein by Mel Brooks.
Yeah. Yes.
It's so freaking fantastic. If you've never seen that flick, you absolutely owe it to yourself to do so. Completely stacked cast. Gene Wilder.
Yeah.
Madeline Kahn.
Oh, she's so good in it.
She's absolutely fantastic. That's one of those movies I can quote pretty much from start to finish, because basically how I started watching that movie is whenever I started hanging around my wife and her family. We watch that movie every year whenever we're like carving pumpkins and stuff.
Oh, okay.
That is our traditional jack-o'-lantern carving movie. So I've seen it 8 billion times by now, and it's always a welcome tradition.
It's wonderful. It's Mel Brooks at his best.
Absolutely so. You should watch it.
Yes. Well, it is a tradition in the Spratling household. My wife and I, we will always watch Nightmare Before Christmas around Halloween.
Oh.
And honestly, if it were up to my wife, we'd probably watch it every day.
Because your wife is a 90s goth.
Yeah. What really always bothers me a little bit is that they work all year for that one little Halloween parade at the beginning of the movie that lasts about 5 minutes. I think they could step up their game.
Well, they're keeping union hours.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad Halloween Town's unionized.
Yeah, that's a great flick, man. That's one of those ones that I always place in between Halloween and Christmas.
Yeah.
Since it kind of straddles the line a little bit. But you can't say enough good stuff about that one. Incredible soundtrack. The animation and stuff is incredible. I don't know. It's just an absolute classic. Must be watched on the yearly.
I'm the boogie woogie man.
Steve, I'll tell you this. I've been on this earth for 34 long years, and I can tell you one thing that I know for sure.
What's that?
Bustin' makes me feel good.
Especially whenever I'll watch the Ghostbusters. Although I'll say, we said at the first of this list that we're kind of talking about movies that we kind of watch specifically at Halloween. I could watch Ghostbusters
Any time of the year.
anytime. That is just an absolute classic. Not just of the kind of horror comedy genre, but just of all film, in my opinion. Incredible cast. It's
Wonderful.
hilarious.
So great.
The special effects are fantastic.
Yeah. And that storyline's darker than I remembered as a kid.
Yeah, it kind of is, man. Yeah, like there's some pretty good, legitimate, kind of light horror elements in there. I love it so much. I've seen it 8 billion times. So every single Halloween season, I've got to watch me Ghostbusters at least once, preferably twice.
And if you're going to watch a movie on Halloween, why not just go with the one titled Halloween?
I tend to agree with that. John Carpenter's immortal classic from 1970.
That year.
I love the original Halloween so much. One of the all-time greatest slasher flicks ever. I watch it at least once every year. This is one of those ones I also watch kind of during the off-season too.
Yeah, Halloween you can always go back to.
And I can never get tired of it. It's like the pacing, the characters, the soundtrack.
The brutality of it sticks with you and is also enjoyable.
Yeah, it's never like punishing to watch, like something like Texas Chainsaw or something like that. One of the all-time greats. Like there's a lot of those things that get put up on that pedestal because they're classics or whatever. But I don't really feel like this is one of those movies. I feel like this is one of those ones that actually is as good as what
it
you
is
hear
deserving of its praise. In fact, check out our episode 16 where we covered the movie Halloween on our podcast.
Go listen to episode 16 and then rate and review on iTunes.
And you'll hear us sing its praises.
Absolutely so. Yeah, I'm with you. I gotta watch that one every single dang year. Steve, I absolutely cannot go a Halloween season without hanging out with my buddies I'm talking about them Sanderson sisters.
Hell yeah.
I'm talking about a Bette Midler,
Uh-huh.
Sarah Jessica Parker,
I know of her.
the other one.
Yep. She's there too.
I'm talking about Ice.
What?
I've got to watch Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus is a fun movie.
It's a blast. And, you know, it's a kid's movie and stuff. It's not a horror movie or anything like that. It's not scary in the least. But it's one of those I just have to see every year because it's so fun. It really puts me in the whimsical, childlike spirit of All Hallows Eve. A lot of people hold this movie in high regard because they like watch it when they were kids and they have all these like fun childhood memories of it and stuff. I didn't see this movie until I was probably in my like mid to late 20s, I think.
Oh, you came by it honest.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, this is the best.
Yeah.
It's just so fun. I understand when people, especially hardcore like horror fans and stuff,
Right.
think that it's stupid, cause it is.
Sure.
And think that it's for kids, cause it is.
Yeah, it is.
That doesn't mean that it's bad. I gotta watch it. So there you go, Dead and Lovely Watchers. 10 of the flicks that we recommend that you make a tradition in your home every single dang year at Halloween.
Carve up a pumpkin, eat some candy, hang out with the family, watch some movies.
And like this video and subscribe to our channel. Ring the little bell thing. Ring my bell down there. And also be sure to check out our podcast every single week, Dead and Lovely, available on all major podcast apps. Steve, where can they track us down on them social medias?
At Dead Lovely Pod on Instagram and Twitter. And we have a Facebook group, Dead and Lovely Horror Movie Podcast.
Yes, indeed. You should join and chit-chat with Uncle Ben and Hollywood Steve and all of our other loyal Dead and Lovely listeners. We hope that you guys have yourselves a dang fantastic Halloween season, and we're also looking to find out what are your favorite movies that you watch every year at Halloween. Be sure to leave us some comments below and let us know what you all watch every single year, and maybe they'll become traditions of ours too.
Bye.
Happy Halloween!